Hi, welcome to a challenging topic for many. Death, grief. Firstly, I just want to say that each and every one of us will go through grief in a very unique way based on our whole life, because we are all different. We are experiencing life in a different way, and grief, going through losing someone in this human experience, has variety of different emotions and many experiences within itself. I have lost my grandma, my granddad, some pets in the past, uncles, aunties, but never really anyone very close to me until last year when my mom passed away. And again, losing mom will be experienced differently by every one of you. Losing mom for me was completely different than to my sisters or brother. We each have different relationship with another person, right? And I wasn't living with my mom, but I was close to her. I was connected to her emotionally, spiritually. She's my mom. We talked a lot throughout the last few years. We've built a very deep relationship, deeper than we've had throughout our life, because of the awareness, growing awareness. And sometimes living with someone or being close with someone doesn't mean that we are actually emotionally and spiritually close, because I felt like a lot of my life, even though there were many moments of deep closeness and intimacy, there were moments where we were very close but yet apart. But the last few years before her passing, I managed to, or we managed to build deeper, more fulfilling connection between mother and daughter. And I'm speaking about this because for the last few days, actually maybe it was triggered, now I'm thinking, on my trip to Portugal, because I was a witness of someone nearly losing his life, but he was okay. He's okay. And I start to feel a deep calling of sharing, firstly, my lessons that I've gained from death, from experiencing someone that I love die, the process of grief itself, and also I feel a calling to help walk with people through this journey, to walk alongside people that may not know how to deal with it, or may want to have someone accompany them. And sometimes it's difficult to reach out to friends and family because often they are affected by their own grief, or we don't want to trouble them with our own problems or emotions and difficulties. And so I will start sharing you what I've experienced and how I've started integrating the teachings, because for me, in every difficult situation, every challenging situations, I dig for gold. If it was so heavy, so dark, so uncomfortable, there must be something that can inspire growth, that can inspire transformation, that can inspire a spark of light. And death, I will actually start from the end probably. When I went through my journaling notes a few weeks after my mom's passing, the last thing that I put on the list that I've learned is that death is the only thing we know for sure that it will happen. Yet each and every one of us is scared of it, is avoiding talking about it, is not comfortable with feeling the emotions, whether our own death or losing someone. And it doesn't always have to be physical death, because we often lose people because they live our life, or even lose items, lose homes, right? And sometimes this can create process of grief for us, and we may feel like nothing happened. Why am I feeling so bad? Why am I panicking? Let me push it down, let me suppress it, let me pretend that I'm okay, because we don't have a safe space where I can actually acknowledge, wow, I'm like, my body is going through something, can I just sit with myself? So death is the only thing we know for sure will happen to each and every one of us, yet we often avoid this subject. And I feel the call at this time is to normalize it a little bit, so we get more comfortable with the emotions and see that they are not as scary as they seem. One of the other things that I've realized is that the pain, the discomfort is not really pain. What we think is pain of losing someone, is the mind's story about those emotions. When I sat down with my grief explosion of emotions when I received the news, I honestly, truly cannot say at that moment it was painful. And I even asked myself, is there something wrong with me? Like, should I be in pain and suffering? But because I was so present and I was so in my body, and of course I reconditioned my idea about death for many years beforehand, so that's why it seems a little bit different. But I sat down and I felt this overwhelming emotions and tears, and I was just present, like super present. And when I tune into this now, it's almost as an idea of me. So that's why we grieve. We don't actually grieve the other person. We don't actually grieve losing the other person. We grieve, when we go deeper, we grieve the aspect of ourselves that that person was revealing or projecting within us. So we are each reflecting different aspects to each other, and me, as a daughter of my mom, had certain characteristics, and our relationship was different, like no other, right? We are all unique. And when we lose that person, whoever it is for you, or might have been or will be, I'm actually losing the part of me that she was reflecting. So the part of me will never to be able to interact with the world, because she's gone, because I have to have my mom in physical form in order for me to be that me. Without her, I'm different. With you, I'm different. With my brothers and sisters and my dad, like different part of me shows up in this world. So when we go layer deeper underneath missing the person, we actually miss the part of us that person was projecting, and we miss the relationship that we both co-created in this world. And sometimes it may be beautiful, but other times it may not be a great relationship, but there is still something, a depth that we will never be able to anchor within ourselves with that person. So that's how I started understanding losing another person, and contradicting to what the world says. Because of my understanding of death, and because of my awareness that is just different than other people, as I said, we are all unique, I felt this expectation of the world upon me that I have to suffer because I just lost my mom. And a lot of friends and family has been very supportive, and I've been receiving a lot of gifts in the form of physical gifts, but also time, words of kindness, many different forms. And I started feeling that there is a pressure on me, that the world will, like, thinks that I'm suffering. That's why they're giving me those gifts. But because I'm not suffering as I thought I should suffer based on the movies I've seen in my childhood, I don't deserve those gifts. I don't deserve them to be kind to me or be giving me things, because I have been managing, maybe not even managing, I have been sitting with my own emotions and discomfort, and I was self-sourcing my power to soothe myself, to comfort myself, to hold myself in safety through this process. And I felt this different world, like I was in between two. Do I conform to what I think is expected of me? Even though I have no idea if that was expected, but this is how I felt. And therefore I wanted to shut down, and it was hard for me to receive. And that's where my receiving process started as well, and initiated this whole year of receiving now and working and deepening with this energy. Because I started seeing like someone's coming to the house, bringing a gift, and I'm like, thank you, and I'm holding the gift and I'm saying the word thank you, but deep inside I'm like frozen and blocked, and the thoughts were coming to me, you don't deserve it because you're not suffering. They only give you the gift because they think you suffer. And when I started to be aware of this, that's where I started softening. I was like, okay, I see a part of myself that hasn't been seen before, where she thinks she's not deserving just because she is, and she thinks she has to act a certain way or be in certain situations in order to receive. So I started softening, I started opening my field to receive, and that's when I realized that gratitude is a byproduct of receiving. because just physical receiving didn't make me feel grateful. It actually made me feel awkward. And I was thinking, how come people ask me to tell me to feel grateful when we receive gifts, but just saying thank you is not gonna make me feel anything. So that's when I started receiving, and the tears were streaming. It's like, wow, my heart is opening so much deeper. There were many gifts that passing of my mom gave me, but this was one of the greatest, to open up to receive. And she also was a woman that probably found it challenging, from what I've seen in my relationship with her too. She found it challenging to receive. She was a giver, and I love that through her passing, like, she's gifting me this, because I feel like this gift is also serving her. My mom's passing wasn't sudden. That also I want to honor, because so many of you or other people lose others very suddenly, and that is completely different experience, and I have not experienced this with people close to me. Therefore I cannot reflect on that. What I know, that my mom gave me a lot of time to prepare, and through this time she was suffering tremendously, and I was suffering at the same time, but the suffering was diluted over 2 years or so. And when we receive this news without expectation, there is like energetic bomb that just explodes and can overwhelm us, right? But for me it was like slowly dripping every day or every few weeks, few months. Therefore my consciousness started assimilating this process so much more differently. And because I knew how much she suffered when she was alive, especially throughout her last days, weeks, months, as much as I wanted to help her and, offered the healing and did the healing and advice and books and thoughts and prayers and all that I've been learning, I've been offering to her. At the same time, her soul's journey is different, and certain things she received graciously, but other things she didn't want, and it was a big lesson for me to respect that as well and honor that being alive or forcing someone to be alive is not always the best solution. We can invite them, we can encourage them to reawaken that aliveness within them, but whether they choose it or they choose to leave this planet Earth, that's their soul's journey. And for me it was a big lesson to accept that and to release the guilt that even though I am living and teaching from a place that I am a creator of my own reality, the creation doesn't happen on a conscious level, it happens through the subconscious mind. Therefore, people passing, people living, it is a natural process of this world, but at the same time, can I release any attachment that it is I, the small human self that created it, because it's in the higher perspective, in the unified field, there is just oneness. There is no you and me. There is just one field of everything and nothing. And in this place, actually, there is no me and mom. There is just oneness, love. And when I tap into this place, I am already one with everything. Then there is another layer where it's a spiritual or soul layer, where my soul can communicate with my mom's soul. This is a layer of already separateness, the oneness becoming separate. And we have many signs and symbols that we can communicate with, and sometimes I hear her, sometimes I feel her presence, sometimes I hear her words through other people. There were many powerful moments already where I felt it, that she's speaking to me through other people. And on that level, I am still connected, so I am still in relationship with her, and the aspect of me that wants to be that daughter is still available, right? In this quantum field, let's call it energetic level. But then there is another layer of the human self, the 3D world, the tangible, physical, what we can sense, feel, touch, taste, smell, see. I don't know if I mentioned it. And I will never be able to touch my mom's body. But again, I need to remember my mom's body is not my mom. The same like my hand is not me. Because if someone loses hand, we cannot say that they lost a part of themselves. They lost a part of the body. The body is not us. We associate ourselves with the body, but this is not us. Another lesson, when I saw my mom's body, I also saw like she's not there. This is not my mom. This is her body, and this is my human self, my physical senses associated mom with that. And there was a part of her that departed from these physical sensations that carried a lot of pain. But at the same time, I could see clearly, wow, we identify so much with the body, the human and the soul, because this is how life experience on earth works. But can we remember that we are both, not just the physicality? And my human self will miss that, will miss her hug, her kiss, her touch, the sound of her voice, the look on her face, the smile. Even now, when I'm connecting to these emotions, I'm being in touch with my aliveness. And as much as it may seem that I'm suffering, I'm in pain, I would not want to call it pain, because it's remembering something that I've lost, that I can never gain back. But this awareness also reminds me that there was nothing lost, because nothing was ever mine, and I'm always connected. So there are so many layers and so many depths of one situation, such as death, and experiencing the process of grief, and seeing and extracting the golden nectar from day-to-day experiences. One of the other, maybe last one for now, things that I've realized is that okay, I got news and I feel emotions. Then I talk to my sister and I feel emotions. Then I talk to my friend and I feel emotions. And then like someone else comes and then I talk about it and there is no tears. And sometimes there was for me weird feeling inside, like I should be crying right now. Why am I not crying? Something is wrong with me. And then I was like, oh, maybe I've just integrated everything so quickly. And that's it. Like I felt so much in the last few days or weeks so powerfully that maybe I've integrated it. But then another friend comes and I cry again. And then I cook dinner and I'm happy and suddenly I chop onion and I cry. And then I'm having a shower and I cry. And what I started observing is that the self has many layers and there are different layers active at different times. Like there was a layer of me or aspect of me that activated every time I was with my mom. And me, for example, cooking has to go through grief and acknowledge these emotions. Then me as a sister has to go through grief and acknowledge emotions. Me as a teacher, me as a daughter, me as a whatever roles we go into with other people or within our life, may experience different emotions at different times. So with grief, it's not that we feel and that's it. It can activate, even I'm recording this and I started feeling many times intense emotions running through my body. And this is another beautiful thing, because in the past I would not be able to perhaps talk about it or even cry in front of camera, but I think my mom's passing opened me up to this. And also I want to normalize feeling, not to pretend that we don't feel, not to run away from it. But if I'm talking and tears come, can I allow myself to be? I'm just gonna tune in if anything else wants to come through, because I feel this was quite an intense conversation. I think we are complete. There was many different golden moments, and I invite you to watch it again and see what you can extract from it for yourself. You may not always resonate with everything, because as I said, we are all different, and I totally honor and accept that, and take from this video whatever resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Sometimes something may resonate with you in a year's time and something may never do. This was my experience now. It may change next time. And yeah, we can't, if we want to live more fulfilling life and grow in awareness, we can't keep avoiding this subject and emotions that are within the idea of dying, whether dying of our own self or our loved ones. So I invite you to maybe take some time today to journal what death really is for you, what sensations and emotions in the body it awakens when you tune into it and contemplate it. And if you are on a path that you whether have lost a loved one and feel that there is some more depth to be accessed, and you would like someone to accompany you, please reach out. I'm going to create a link and post it underneath the video, but otherwise you can always email me. The offering that I feel called to do is Walking with You Through Grief. That's the name of the offering, Walking with You Through Grief, and is 5 sessions together where we can be like friends. I can be your best friend. I can be holding space for you to cry. I can, if you want and if you're open to it, help you reframe the situations and help you see situation a little bit differently. We can dig for gold together if you want. I can hold space for you to feel, to access the emotions, and even guide you to deeper emotional alchemy, so you are more aware within the body and your experience. And I also work with energy, so if you wanted to have through this process of grieving some energetic regulation, I can also offer that. So it's completely I forgot the word, but those sessions will be customized based on what you want, what you need, what you desire to experience, and just to make this process of grief a little bit lighter, a little bit less lonely, and seeing what is teaching you, what lessons we can extract from there, and how we can bring this forward into the world. Because right now, actually, I have another blessing. My mom's passing made me channel this video transmission, share this with you, and even if this helps one person to see a light in the darkness, I'm already happy, and I already have my gift, and my mom's mission to giving me this gift is completed. Because that's all it takes, just one person, giving value to one person, changing one person's life matters so much. And if you are in your own processes of grief, and then you feel a little bit more empowered, or much more empowered in your own process, then you can ripple that through in your own world, in your friends, family, work, clients, whatever you are surrounding yourself with, or whoever you're surrounding yourself with. So it is my blessing and honor to be here, to be serving you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you, how you found this video. Please comment below. It helps the algorithms to pick up my content, so I would really appreciate it. And if you feel that this could resonate with someone, send it to them. You never know. You may just help someone through sharing this video. Thank you so much. With love and honor of death. Thank you for receiving this and me.